The Valder Beebe Show, interviews that focus on the baby boomer generation and Generation X. Our interview topics on the affordability crisis, today's family, health and healthcare, prosperity, and a whole lot more on The Valder Beebe Show. Hi, Dr. Kelly Fishman. You're going to tell us about summer pet wellness and the boom that we're having. Let's talk about that. What's the summer pet wellness boom?
So I'm so excited to talk about it. Yes, there is an explosion of supplements, and I keep getting pet parents questions about all these supplements that they're seeing on social media.
Okay, let's talk about one of the aspects. The trending dog stream, water bowls, improve hydration and prevent disease. What's dog stream?
Valder, that is something that people use to encourage dogs and cats to drink water with the theory that they are more likely to drink from water that's moving. Is it something that you really need? No, you just need to offer your dog fresh water daily and a clean bowl that you're at least running through the dishwasher once a week.
What about dietary supplements? What's going on there?
So glad you asked this because it's incredibly confusing. Even last night I was looking at something that was promising to give my dog longevity and perfect muscle health and joint health. And I looked at it and said, what is the supplement that's so amazing? Because I know it's scientifically proven as a veterinarian, but as I'm reading through the marketing, I'm so confused, and I realized it's a whole lot of nothing. So what we do know, what should dogs be on? Dogs that, are predisposed to arthritis, dogs that have issues like our little French bulldogs or even our Labradors. Every dog basically is predisposed or may be predisposed to some kind of orthopedic or muscular issue. A high-quality joint supplement. What we know works, fish oil, omega-3 fatty acids. Fish oil works great. Glucosamine and chondroitin, that's from eggshell membrane. That's the key to making it effective. And then something that everybody forgets, so I want pet parents to pay attention, and even people who have cats should be paying attention to this. Doing something called fortitropin, found in a supplement that I personally recommend called MYOS PET, is actually a supplement that builds muscle. So you never think about the muscle. You talk about the joints, but you don't realize that muscle is just important for longevity, for strength, for keeping your dog strong and fit and healthy. So muscle's super important, and that's actually the trendy thing that we're seeing now is we're not just thinking about joint supplements. We're thinking about this MYOS PET and fortitropin, which has been clinically proven to build muscle, as such an important thing too.
I want my audience to know that Dr. Kelly Fishman is a leader in the field of veterinary sports medicine and physical rehabilitation for your pets. Dr. Fishman, I'm based in Dallas. I broadcast nationally, but I'm based in Dallas. But it seems to be a heat wave all over the United States and Europe. How do we keep our dog cool? What's the most effective way to cool them down?
I'm really glad you asked this. So dogs, they get rid of their heat. They don't sweat. They actually pant. So that's actually not a very good way to remove heat from the body, and it's really inefficient. So all that means is we need to help them out as much as possible. And a great way for a pet parent to do that is to put a fan on a dog or keep them in the AC. And if you can't do that, and say you're outside at a barbecue and it's getting really hot, you can actually just take some water and just wet their coat and then put a fan on them. And that's actually one of the best ways to cool them. Now, another crazy thing that I'll tell you that you could look at my social media for, and you can visit my website, Strut Animal, but actually teaching your dog to dunk their head in a gallon of water is a really effective way to cool them down. So unfortunately, that's not going to work if you haven't already trained your dog to do that. But if you take some time now, do a little bit of training, or if you have a puppy, teach them to do this. That's a great way to cool them down really quickly. What we do not recommend anymore is using things like rubbing alcohol behind their pads or behind their ears. That doesn't seem to work. What you really need to do is wet the coat and cool them down with the fan.
I'm going to take this one from Instagram. My show is on multiple platforms and streaming. And the poster wants to know, every morning they take a walk and every afternoon they take a walk. Is this still advisable in summer weather?
So, listen, it kind of depends on what your walk looks like. if you're going to be taking your dog and you're walking on asphalt, you have to be very careful because that's getting hot. And that doesn't mean you can't do a walk. It just means that you should be aware that those temperatures are going to be, could be really harmful to your dog's paw pads. So you can either wear booties, or you could stick to grass, gravel, those types of surfaces, so they're actually not burning their paw pads. Or just take a little bit of a shorter walk, especially when it's hot, because dogs do tend to overheat. When it's a really hot and humid day, they have a really, they have a hard time cooling down. So be aware, hot, humid days, just go on a shorter walk or go earlier in the day or at the end of the day when it's a little bit cooler.
Okay, there you go, poster. So if I take off my shoes and socks and walk on the pavement and it's hot to me, it's going to be hot to my pet?
That's right.
You give me a barometer to look for. Out of all the things you've recommended today, what would you like my audience to remember or to review, and where can they go and get that information?
Visit my website, Strut Animal. There I have something called Dr. Kelly's Picks. I have a link to all the supplements I discussed. I have blog posts about how to cool your dog down, and also on my Substack as well, so visit my social media. That muscle supplement that's trending, that's been the most studied and proven to build muscle, is called MYOS PET, and people could visit the website directly, myospet.com.
Dr. Kelly, this has been very interesting and very informative. I want to thank you for stopping by the Valder Beebe Show, live out of Dallas, Texas. Thank you for making this interview important. We are proud to reach listeners via radio, podcasts, and social media. Visit youtube.com/Valder Beebe Show for on demand. And thanks to our sponsored podcast broadcaster, KKVI92K.com.